Hello there.
We're here.
Fancy seeing you here. Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast. If the internet is here, we will be too. So thank you. Make or break years for a lot of guys on the Cowboys. Who's the one you've got your eyes on? Plus, what are they about to do at wide receiver? All that. Show starts. Yeah. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's DLLS Cowboys podcast. Today's show is dedicated to George Clooney, Angel Reese, Bob Seger, and Jose Altuve's cheating ass.
Can we use that word?
Storm outside could knock us off the air at any time. So thank you for being here. Shout out to all of you.
Jeremy! We
appreciate you, especially you people who say funny things in the comments before the show starts. You're the ones we appreciate the most. We do have make or break years for quite a few people on the Dallas Cowboys. Who's the one you got your eyeballs on? Wide receiver, they're open to all avenues of negotiation to acquire a wide receiver too. What the hell does that mean? Who are we talking about? Who's going to lead this team and all the stuff? That's what we're doing. Hello, my name is Jeff. Next to me is former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Do you know that Nike have begun to sell worn-looking Air Force Ones? Yep. Now these...
That's because them terrorists.
Now these are worn, right? But these are still in fairly good condition.
Dirty.
So
new
worn. New worn. And
Dirty
they're
looking.
going for $130.
No. For
these specific worn used ones.
Worn and dirty.
Yeah.
Going to raise them about 150%.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Stocks at a discount, though. Next to Jesse is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys.
The greatest.
Probably got it.
The greatest. No argument there.
I was waiting for it. Shout out to my frat brothers who I saw last night at what was Cinco de Mayo event. Said they watched the show, they liked the show.
Celebrating what?
I told you yesterday.
Cinco de Mayo, celebrating what?
Cinco de Mayo. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Not the Independence Day.
It's not the Independence
It's
Day.
not
Right about
Independence
that.
Day.
I'll give him points for that.
It's a
Not
victory
Independence
over the
Day.
French at the Battle of Puebla,
That's right.
which
Cinco
my
de-
understanding is it's not really a big celebration in Mexico.
Well, it's a-
No. Nope.
But we have decided.
Because it's a drinking holiday. Yes, it's a drinking holiday.
Modelo. Dos Equis.
I didn't have
sauce
Corona
on
or Modelo. I had bourbon.
Hey, chat.
On Cinco de Mayo?
If any of you in the chat,
Angels envy.
if any of you in the chat, in person and or online, have ever gotten in an argument with Pop Pop, let us know.
Just a simple yes.
Simple yes.
A yes, I have argued with Clarence. Or a no. But don't say no if you're not really on the internet.
The problem here is in the question. Most people on Twitter, online, if they agree with you, they don't say nothing. They only comment when they disagree. That's why it's a loud minority. About time, when you see disagreements or
If
negativity,
you can talk in your mic. We've been doing this for a while.
most of the time on Twitter, the negativity is from the minority. It's a loud minority. People that agree with you don't say anything.
You said minorities are the ones that
The
fight you?
loud minority, yes. That's who screams the highest on Twitter, to complain the most.
Scream.
Am I a loud minority? Is that what you're trying to call me, a loud minority? Was that a double entendre?
What do you mean, you people?
Was that a double entendre?
Could have been.
That was pretty good.
Next to Clarence is a man in the running for the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
Number two. Number two.
Who does number two work for?
I argued with Carr this morning because he tried to come at me on Twitter. That Davion Carr.
Okay, so yeah,
he tried to come at me on Twitter.
Somebody who's here right now, you fought with today.
He tried to come.
This morning.
He came at me on Twitter.
Morning.
He came at me and I responded.
It's not even hours in.
He came at me and I responded. Twitter's interactive. You're supposed to interact with people.
Nesto, look what Nesto said.
What did Nesto say?
No,
is Nesto the one who said-
it's slot corners.
Nesto is no. What he said?
Nichols on Twitter.
Oh, a guy on Twitter, Stembo, said he tried to, but somehow Clarence interrupted his tweet.
It was just hilarious.
On my Laker tweets, yeah, I'm going to get you on them Lakers.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's start this show.
Let's start the show. We're going to start the show. We're going to talk Cowboys.
Let's talk some Cowboys.
Listen, all you crybabies, you guys mess around too much. Get a banky.
See?
Settle in.
That's negative.
And we'll start the show
And now you're fighting.
on our schedule.
And I'm interrupted. See how you're fighting? You see how the fights happen? You're going back at them. You're going back, and that's an argument. But then I'm interrupting. So it's all the same thing.
As you
One of the three best beat writers covering the Dallas Cowboys, Todd Archer. I have no idea what he said or when or where.
Tight ass Todd.
But somebody quoted him on the internet, and I'm just going to go with it. And it said that Todd said, the Cowboys are open to all avenues of negotiation in order to acquire a wide receiver too. And that has been something that we have heard since way before the draft. It is something that the Cowboys are now on about a 3-year run of the general public being able to predict before you get to training camp where your team's not good enough and the Cowboys tell you it's fine and it turns out that it's not.
Yeah.
This year, one of those primary spots is going to be who in the world is catching the ball other than CeeDee Lamb. And so if they're open to all avenues of negotiation in order to acquire a wide receiver too, I'm just looking across the landscape of the league and I ask you, what does that mean? Trade and free agency. And who can it be at this point? That's where I'm getting caught, is who can it be at this point?
It means nothing.
Oh, dang.
It is words. it is words, upon words upon words. It's like the cheating boyfriend who the girlfriend keeps taking back and he keeps saying to her, I'm going to change this time. I'm going to change this time.
If he's not in therapy, he's lying.
And he's never going to change.
No.
And that's the thing with the Cowboys. They say these things to us in these moments to keep us at bay. To be like, see, and to keep the hope and the belief and just long enough to let the days go long and the days go long until we get back to a period of football where there's so much to talk about that you can't focus on those little things that they're missing out on. To me, these are just words. It's them putting out a statement or putting a statement out through Todd Archer about this whole wide receiver thing, because when they start saying things unprovoked, it just screams to me, let's just put that out in the atmosphere so that they stop asking about it and they stop commenting about it. And we can seem like on the back end that we're actually doing something about it instead of truly probably picking out outfits that they're going to take on the family boat vacation.
And see, this is an example why I get in trouble. Because I had to respond to that tweet. Because I can't let it go.
See?
What? To the tweet that the guy made? You didn't have to respond to that.
I did.
But there's so much online that you don't have to gatekeep everything.
I had to respond. This is why I had to respond. This is why I get in trouble. I had to respond to that tweet because it's under my purview. It's on my beat. They're talking about stuff that's going on. And it's crazy because, my first thought process, now the Cowboys looking for a receiver. Now they're looking for a receiver. Not like they didn't have all the free agency.
Yeah.
Not like they didn't have 7 rounds of the draft to do that. Now all of a sudden, Todd Archer tweets, the Cowboys are going to exhaust all avenues
But to be clear,
to get a receiver.
Someone tweeted that Todd said that. I don't even know if he said it.
They tweeted him from a show.
Most
I'm sure he
aggregate
talked
thing.
about it because, number one, Jerry said it. He said it before the draft. They said it after the draft. They said it. They're looking for a receiver. Dak said, yeah, I like our guys, but we need a receiver. We still want a number 2. So is this breaking news that the Cowboys want a receiver? But which chaps my hide is they were legitimizing BS because if they really wanted a number 2 receiver, they could have got one in free agency. If they really wanted a number 2 receiver, they could have got one in the draft. They bypassed those options, and now you're getting junk.
Yeah, and I think, too, realistically, the term exhaust is a relative term,
Yeah.
right? I think other teams will exhaust all efforts. I think teams will trade for guys. You saw the Washington Commanders go get Deebo Samuel. Like, we want another kind of powerful guy with the ball in his hands. We'll go get him and we'll make moves, right? I think with the Cowboys, it's not exhaust, it's convenience. Hey, they would have taken Tedero McMillan at 12 overall. We know that. We've talked to sources. If he was there. If wide receiver 2 had fallen in their lap when they wanted, yeah, okay, we'll do it. There were other points in the draft where wide receivers were on their board, but, they weren't at the top, and we commend them for sticking to their board.
Yes, we do.
But that would have been convenient for them, to take a receiver only if it fell that way. So I think in terms of being exhaustive, I think the Cowboys are not the team that's going to go run marathons. They're the team that's going to go run on the treadmill once every few weeks when they're motivated, because that's the moment that it's kind of easy for them to do so. I expect them to make a move before training camp to add another receiver. I do expect them to go get someone. I just wouldn't get your hopes up, especially with the pool there is, to go get someone that's going to really move the needle that much, frankly.
Yep.
Because if they're truly going to exhaust all efforts, then there might be a trade, right? Lurking out there that we don't even know yet. I just don't see the Cowboys picking up the phone themselves to go and find that trade.
And just get back to your question, because we're really talking about a trade. When they're talking about using or exhaust all avenues, they're talking about doing it in a trade, not necessarily going after the Amari Coopers we're talking about, because they can go do that now. Who could you trade for to make? I mean, DJ Moore comes up.
I saw his name on the internet, but I don't feel like I saw it from an actual NFL insider.
Right.
Just somebody throwing it at the wall. And I mean, sure, if you have a way to get DJ Moore on the football team, I'm here for it. Sign me up.
I highly doubt the new offensive
and what is the
coordinator
Bears'
minded-
motivation to do that?
At all. Like, I think they want to keep one of their best receivers on that roster for that quarterback with that new head coach.
Yeah.
He understands what it means to have the proper weapons around to run his system and his offense. And I mean, dream come true. I've wanted DJ Moore for years. Like when he was in Carolina and they was looking to get rid of him, I wanted DJ Moore to come to the Cowboys. But there is no motivation. And the Cowboys aren't a team right now that are willing to give up the level of assets that will make a team go, really?
Yeah.
You're giving that up? Sure. Then it's a deal that I can't refuse. To your point, the convenience point. Like it has to be, willing that it has to be a fall off the cart, fall off the back of the truck type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the draft is over. I mean, you could do future picks, but now why on May 6th, 7th, why would any team have the motivation to trade for 2026 draft picks for a guy that they actually might want to keep? They're not going to be oversold, to your point, by 2026 draft picks right now. So there's no motivation, I think, to move guys that we don't see kind of coming.
Did you guys see the video of Howie Roseman that I saw on the internet today?
I think I did.
It's fun to watch him work, dude.
It was during the draft.
Right.
And it was somebody was Howie Roseman's the general manager of the Eagles, and he's really good at his job. Somebody was telling him the compensation when Atlanta traded up to go get James Pierce.
Yeah.
And that they gave up a next year one and all the stuff that they gave up. And Howie Roseman was sitting there and he looked around at everybody else. He's like, okay, I think I see why nobody's taking our offers. And I thought, man, if that is his reaction, Jerry was sitting there like, huh. Like, our offers are, I don't know, you want to give them to us? Which is weird, though, because sometimes, they have been on different ends of the spectrum, and I feel like the established way that they should be going about this, it's out there. They have their own blueprint. You can get proven, established football players for 4th and 5th round picks. They did it. Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, those were hits as trades. Why are you going now with the same sort of currency to Trey Lance and Jonathan Mingo? I don't get it. They did establish there is a going rate for the aging veteran on a bad team. You can get a guy that is capable for a 4th or 5th round pick from the right team. But they've started doing the what about busts? With all due respect to Jonathan Mingo, I hope he has a great year. That have severely underachieved. But boy, we sure did like him 26 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they've pivoted to that route when the route they were doing just before it with the same currency was paying dividends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I don't know. If they had to start with what they got right now, or hell, if you just want to guess, your answer can be not on the roster yet. Who will have the second most receiving yards on the Cowboys next year?
Jalen Tolbert.
Blue.
I like where your head's at.
Jalen
I want
Tolbert.
to believe it, but I don't.
Ferguson.
I'm Jalen Tolbert.
Oh, yeah, take that back.
Oh.
Ferguson.
If Ferguson plays 15 games, I think he's got a good shot. I think it's going to be Tolbert.
I think it's going to be Tolbert.
I think it's going to be Tolbert.
Dak really likes this. When he's going good, you go back to the Schultz years. He really likes throwing the tight end. He likes that seam ball. He likes that line of
Scooney.
seam god. He likes that seam ball.
I can't believe none of you picked Mingo. Bunch of haters.
Yes, you can. You can.
I can't believe none of you.
He wasn't as good as David Moore was in Carolina. That's what's crazy. He wasn't good as David Moore was.
Coming up next on the and David Moore, is that what he's doing next?
David
He
Moore.
retired from the paper, and now he's going to
It's
go.
a 7th-round pick from Seattle named David Moore, who joined Seattle, Carolina last year and got more catches and more reps than Mingo did. So from that bad
Same with
quarterback,
Coker.
He gets sent to the bench by
Same with
UDFA.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't the quarterback. Everybody was a bad quarterback. Everybody else catching the ball.
Coming up next at a different position, which guy might have been the steal of the draft that the Cowboys did indeed acquire? We got some hopium for you. It's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
If you're in the gym right now loading up your summer body, then you need to have the right eyewear to go with it. Don't be out there. What? If you got a little gut, that's cool. Put your shades on so that people don't know that you know. But those are out there who are going to have the good bodies. You don't want to be like creepily staring. So get you a pair of Shady Rays, a good pair of polarized Shady Rays. Yeah. Good pair. You know, if you're going to look around, you don't want to be like, staring. You don't want to glance over with your Shady Rays on, Keep that thing, keep your peripheral open. Head on over to ShadyRays.com. Use the promo code DLLS and get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses. I'm almost certain, no matter what team that you represent, no matter if it's a sorority or fraternity, your favorite color, your birthday color, whatever it is, they have a pair of glasses in that color that can get you right. Don't waste any time. Over 300,000 people have said that Shady Rays are a 5-star review. Head over to ShadyRays.com, use the promo code DLLS, and get a pair of 35% off a pair of polarized glasses.
Mine are purple, and I do like it. Shout out to our friends at HelloFresh. HelloFresh, what they do is they make it easier for you to fix quick, home-cooked meals, fit that into your schedule every week because they curate delicious recipes like pasta primavera, chicken Dijon, pecan-crusted trout.
Hey.
You may say pecan. I don't know. As well as over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats. In 2025, we're evolving to fit every lifestyle by bringing customers even more convenience without compromising on taste, health, or homemade quality. The new ready-made meals offer chef-crafted, flavorful dishes that are ready in just 3 minutes. So you can dig in, get yourself outside, get some work done, or just get some more me time, which we could all use. Love our friends at HelloFresh. Makes it easy, especially if you're a basket guy like me. You're not trying to push a cart. We ain't trying to go to the grocery store. So hit up our friends at HelloFresh. Cowboys 10FM is the code that you need. HelloFresh.com/Cowboys 10FM. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. I saw something this morning from the great Chad Roto-Rooter.
Chad Roto-Rooters
on NFL.com. It might be Rooter.
I think it's Reader, but I like Roto-Rooter.
Chad Roto-Rooter.
I think it's Reader.
I saw Chad Roto-Rooter.
Roto-Rooter wrote?
Yeah. He did a thing, and I liked it. I liked it because it helped me with a narrative.
Your agenda.
Yeah, I have an agenda. Because once upon a time, I am a highly respected NFL draft analyst by some. What are you laughing about?
You are.
Okay.
He just left at the highly respected part.
What?
I think he left at the highly respected part.
Okay, semi-respected by some draft analyst.
That was close to the league.
That's where I thought he was going to go.
I
thought he was going there. That's why I started laughing.
And I was. Like, there's a difference in guys who covered this sport. Like, some people were really good at it in the NFL. Really good at it. They suck at covering it.
100%.
Those people exist in California. In the Fox studios.
Why are you talking about Dave like that?
No, Dave did not play it at a high level in the NFL.
Talks
Talks
great. Of his time.
Dave Hellman's great. But some of us talk it good, and we're that close to playing in the league. That close.
Not close at all.
To playing in the NFL. Or like that close to playing Division I. Maybe.
You were there.
Abilene, I think they went to
Abilene was technically
Division
Division
One.
I.
Not Division One when he was there.
Anyway.
Definitive statement.
No, Jeff, you've had some duds like Deuce and Jalen Tolbert. Don't talk about that's not even half a dud compared to Sky Moore. Okay.
Still a chance.
Who just needs a quarterback. Sky Moore, that's our wide receiver too. Go get him from Kansas City. But Chad Roto-Rooter wrote the 16 guys that were drafted on day 3 of the NFL draft that could see starter snaps. As a rookie. And number 1 on his list.
Across the whole league.
Number 1 from everyone picked in rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the NFL draft that could
You are
starter.
Are you having a stroke?
Steve Saps?
Are you having a stroke?
I don't know.
Are you having a stroke?
All the S words. Sometimes I'm adding a letter. Sometimes I'm taking one away from what was coming next. You want me to start over, do it clean?
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
it's not going to come across well.
Chad Roto-Rooter, NFL.com, great article about the guys drafted on day 3 across the entire NFL. That's 4 rounds of the NFL draft. Which ones could see starter snaps as a rookie? Number 1 on the list, Jaden Blue, Dallas Cowboys, running back. That made me happy because it helps my agenda. As a guy who, when I was watching his tape, I went, the whole league is telling me that he's not going to get drafted until day 3. They're all crazy. This dude's a baller. So I watch him play. Somebody agrees with me, and it's Chad Roto-Rooter at NFL.com. And so that got me excited. But I wonder, is there any chance that he's right? Because what I want to know, and I guess I'll start with 2 scoops, because anytime you get ice cream, you want to get 2 scoops. And beat writers get scoops.
I agree.
And in this case, we could get chocolate and vanilla scoops.
Not my favorite
I'm bringing
choice,
the chocolate.
Yeah, you're chocolate, and then Clarence is vanilla.
I'm bringing the chocolate.
Because what I wonder is, how do the Cowboys really feel about Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders? Like, do you guys think, from everything you hear from people, that the Cowboys are going to go into week 1 and feel confident that the guy who's going to play the most snaps be their starting running back and that he'll be good is Javonte Williams?
You can go ahead. You want me to go?
I think it's fluid. The conversation is fluid because I do believe they thought, and we're talking about what they're thinking.
Yeah, are they confident?
They were confident that Zeke was going to be good. They were very confident that Zeke was going to be going. That's why he was starting week 1. They were very confident. They didn't play him in the preseason, limited snaps in training camp. They were very confident after having that good year in New England that Zeke was going to be good.
He did not have a good year in New England, just to be clear. He had a terrible year in New England.
I'm just saying.
And he was infinitely worse when Stevenson got hurt and he became the starter. He averaged less than 3 yards a carry.
See, you go on by the average yards a carry. They talking about the receptions, what he did with offense. He had a couple of 100-yard games. I mean, I know it's our relative, and his yards per carry is what you're focusing on. But
yeah, like how good you do when we hand you the ball is what I'm.
I understand. Yeah, I mean that's what you're focusing on.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, okay.
So they thought, and this whole question was they, right?
Yeah.
Not we. They what they're thinking. What they're thinking is Miles is going to be good. What they're thinking is, we like our running backs until they don't, because the confidence is going to change if someone else comes available or something else happens. But right now, today, they feel good about their backfield.
Yeah, I think
They don't feel good about their receivers because they're on record saying we're going to get another one. But they're not on record saying we're going to address running back.
Yeah, I think both of those guys, to be honest with you, were at the very, very least were prerequisites, right? We need to have running backs. We have signed 2 free agents. We trust these guys can carry the ball for us, can run the offense. And I think there's a big
I just wanted to make sure this was right. Zeke had 0 100-yard games, and he never got close in New England. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to argue with that.
Totally yards.
I didn't want to argue that. No one else right.
But you're jumping in.
Hey, he had some total yards.
But he did almost get 70 one time.
He had some total yard games over 100.
He had one 30-yard run called back for a penalty. But he showed flashes. That's all I'm saying. He showed flashes. My bad. He didn't have a 100-yard game.
Anyways, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, I think were 2 prerequisites. I think they've told you everything that you need to know about Miles Sanders by giving him no guaranteed money.
Right.
So I think that's like hey, we got Javonte. Let's circle back and get Miles Sanders. The thing you got to remember about Javonte, that was the first guy they did sign in free agency. So, usually Javonte Williams, you would think, kind of disappointing after, ACL, a couple years in Denver. This is a guy you signed, 2 weeks into free agency. No, this was day 1 of free agency. They decided to target Javonte Williams. So I do think that they like Javonte Williams.
I think that was a Jesse move, though, also.
Just like a here damn.
I think that was a here man damn.
It was a here down.
No, for sure.
Especially on day one, it was here down. Because there are other backs out there.
Like he'll take less than Rico.
Yeah.
Y'all want us to get a running back here.
But I think they had a handful of here dams, and I think the fact that he was the first here dam is a target.
Fair.
Ultimately. And I think that was noticeable. And I think one thing the Cowboys have tried to hammer home this offseason, again, what they think, they believe that last year's running game struggles were not with the running backs, it was with the offensive line. And they think that by drafting Tyler Booker, second year of Cooper Beebe, getting a little bit better, Tyler Smith being, future multi-time All-Pro on a Hall of Fame path like they believe, like they think that their offensive line will be better in 2025, and I think that will help the running game ultimately.
Go ahead.
One thing that I don't want us to just skip over, because we see the potential there with Blue, and opportunities could potentially be there for him. It's all about his adjustment to the National Football League. Because you can want to play him.
Yeah.
And you can want to have the explosive plays. But it comes to that point now, how will he and other rookies, when you get to this level, you're talking about now having to hear plays differently than you heard them in college. You have to now be more disciplined in your running lanes. See, when you're in college, sometimes coaches allow you to freestyle a little bit because you're just the best athlete out there. And in this league, like if you're not staying online, if you're not say, hey, stay outside hip of that tackle before you put your foot in the ground. Hey, press the hold, then get outside. If you're not willing to learn those tidbits about the game, this is when coaches a lot of times you'll go, well, why isn't he playing when he probably has a little bit more of juice than the other guy? And a lot of times it comes back to, does he know what he's doing? Does he know how to play the position? Of course, his biggest issue, holding on to the football.
Yeah.
That's critical.
Big
holding
trusting.
on to the football. And just becoming acclimated to this game. This is a different level of play, right? Like I know that he is fast. And if he gets in the open field, it's beep beep. But there's also a level of you're not it's not what it was at college. And I know that you played in the SEC and you played at Texas, but there is a difference. There is a difference to the game that has to be played at this level. So if Blue is going to come in and really take that next step, then he's going to have to be all in and learning the game, understanding the pace of the game, understanding when he comes in the game how to, insert himself in it, and understanding that, hey, if I'm not in the first two series, when I do get in, I can't be thinking home run. I might have to take this 4-yard run first to set it up at the end of the day. So it's more than just, here, take the ball and go run. There's a little bit more build up to it. And I just hope and pray that he can get to that level of learning this game and really being able to implement it on a down and down out basis.
The one thing I worry about a little bit with the way that the Cowboys have done running back is that they just have, I think they've actually gone too far with something that I believe in. I'm big on the running backs don't matter train, which is just a phrase. It doesn't mean they don't actually matter. It's just that with the right blocking, a lot of guys can do the job. And yes, I would love to have the best running back in football, but not at whatever the opportunity cost is. What do you look like somebody want a piece of
They're
me?
probably trying to confirm something about
Yeah, no, there was something in the
player.
chat. No,
Yeah.
there was something in the chat that's not right.
Oh, don't be trying to
That's
chat
not.
in stuff and make the beat writers chase things. But like the Zeke thing, that was awful. They brought back a guy that they like that couldn't play NFL football anymore. And I hope that's not the case with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. And I think Miles Sanders, I'm more convinced of it because it's been 2 years at his latest stop that you're like, yeesh. Javonte Williams, kind of similar, but at least he's younger. The only thing you can't do at running back is get dudes that you know are washed.
Yeah.
Let 4 guys try that aren't washed. And I appreciate 5th and 7th round pick. I appreciate that. But don't stop them because there's other guys that are older than them that used to do something.
Yeah.
Like that was the Zeke thing. Hold him out of preseason, hold him out of because he used to, so we just assume he can. No, and we knew it. So
Yeah.
please
Don't
force
sleep.
that.
Don't sleep on Phil Moffitt too. To your point.
Yeah. And I hope that if he is as good or better than them in camp, go.
Yeah.
Just go. Coming up next, We're going to talk about some of the guys having make or break seasons coming up for your Dallas Cowboys. I want yours in the chat, and I want it now. And I want you to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Lucy! Not my cup of tea, but Lucy!
Lucy, I'm home.
Lucy, I'm home. Lucy is a 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free. Lucy breakers are nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken to release extra flavor and hydration. You won't go dehydrated with this Lucy stuff right here, man. It's some good stuff. And I don't know what flavor you like, but Lucy, they have a plethora of flavors for you. You might be the manly man and want like that minty wintergreen type. They got it. You might want to be a little bit, more
Berry blend.
Fruity.
I like the berry, yeah.
Fruity with your
I like the fruity.
with your Lucy.
Yeah.
And you can get your little you can get that. But Lucy is where you want to go. Set up right now. Head over to Lucy and use the promo code DLLS and get 20% off. Always remember that Lucy is for adults only in the legal age and is age verified. One of this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Shout out to our friends at Sleeper as well. The promo code you need is DLLS Boys. Sleeper is where you go to make your picks, your daily fantasy. You put your ball knowledge to the test and pick whether different players are going to have more or less than their projected stats each week. And they've got stuff going every day, every sport. You go in there and you be like, what up, sports brain here? I think old Rantanen, is that his name, is going to have more than his projected points or goals in this game. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. That's what you do at Sleeper. You just make those picks, and then the more picks that you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times yo monies. I like to live in that 3 to 4 times my money range, so I feel better, a little more confident in each pick, but I'll also never get a lake house. Because I'm just trying to bring me a little something.
It's all right.
A little something.
Let's get some lunch money.
So I can buy some more Lucy. Shout out to our friends at Sleeper. It's the DLS Cowboys podcast. Make or break season for these Dallas Cowboys. And I want to dedicate the proper amount of time to each individual player. So I figure we could go around the room and everybody could suggest somebody. Because I wrote down too many players.
There's a lot.
I think there are too many players that it is a make or break season on the Dallas Cowboys, that we could probably do hours and hours on it. Yeah. And so we just start one guy at a time. Make or break. Which member of the Dallas Cowboys? I throw it to the room.
I'll start it off. I think one guy that it's funny.
It better be funny.
When I tweeted out a highlight of Donovan Ezuraku on draft night, I tweeted Cowboys got a pretty formidable pass rush developing. You got Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler. You've got Donovan Ezuraku now. And I got so many replies like, what about Sam Williams? And I said, well, to be honest with you, I think that that's a guy that, as of right now, with the injuries and kind of lack of production and the potential that hasn't really been seen, going into a contract year, I don't know if that's a guy the Cowboys are planning to rely on, frankly. I mean, clearly their moves show you that they're not necessarily planning on that. They have Marshawn Nealon. I think Sam Williams, it would be kind of a boon for them. Like, oh, hey, this is awesome. We're getting a lot more than we kind of expected. So I think that this guy going into a contract year off a torn ACL, this is a make or break year for Sam Williams. Like, if he can earn his way into the rotation and he could have show off that sack potential that he kind of showcased in certain points, those flashes, really develop it, I think it'd be huge for them. But I think coming off a torn ACL, that won't be easy for him. So make or break year, Sam Williams.
Punt gunner. Sam Williams.
That's right.
I don't want to interject.
Go. I'm over.
Scout, who was higher on your board, Sam Williams or Donald Ezuraku?
Ezuraku.
Ezuraku.
Comfortably.
Because he doesn't have the size and athleticism and twitch that Williams had.
No, but I mean, he's
pretty twitchy though.
He knows
he can't run like Sam. Is what I'm saying.
He can't run in a straight line like Sam.
No, that's
like Sam is bigger, stronger, and would beat him in a 40.
Faster. Right.
Ezuraku would beat him in a we're going to run around that corner competition.
Okay, that's what I'm asking,
And I think he's a better pass rusher. Like Ezuraku knows what he's doing.
Okay.
Sam Williams, I think, was a Dan Quinn special. Like Dan Quinn was the one who did his his pro day workout. Like the Cowboys went and essentially, I think it was Dan Quinn or maybe it was a D-line coach, but it was essentially the Cowboys ran it.
Right.
Yeah.
And loved him.
Right.
And that happens. And that probably goes to what you're saying. Another part of the make or break is Matt Eberflus with all due respect,
Yeah.
and Jesse, tell me if I'm wrong about this, he didn't draft you.
Yeah.
He don't give a damn.
Yeah.
He has nothing invested in you.
Right.
Zero.
He's going to show up and decide who does what I want. Like, they're invested in Donovan Ezeraku
Right.
because we picked you while I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know you. Like, so yeah, Sam Williams has to earn snaps. And I enjoy it because, like, in my mind, it's like I never let go of having some hopes that he could turn, and essentially it's turn that body, that frame, that speed and strength into a good NFL player. But yeah, with what they invested in Fowler this offseason,
Marshawn Nealon
they
last year.
ain't going to pencil you in ahead of a guy that was drafted after you in Marshawn Nealon. They're not going to.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt.
You-
But Nealon is a strong side end.
Sure.
He's the only guy that can really play the strong side rush end or the run stopping end in place of DeMarcus Lawrence.
Which probably means Sam's going to have to do it too.
Right. But that's not his body. That's not his
Right.
game. His game, Nealon is the guy that when they drafted Nealon, it was to replace DeMarcus Lawrence, to be that run stopping end, that strong side end. And so that's when you put a starting lineup out there, it's going to be Nealon, it's going to be Micah. And then those other guys are going to rotate in on passing downs. And I think that they're going to use all of them in a rotation. But just like Williams, there's no real investment in the kid from Washington just lost his
Dante
name.
Fowler?
Fowler, because he's on a one-year deal. So, Ezra was about the future.
Yeah, and I think
And now, but they're going to rotate them. But Williams and Fowler's the same thing. They're here this year. That's it.
And Fowler's interesting to me because they
That'll be interesting.
it'll be, I think, because he's the one free agent that they actually paid some money for.
Yeah.
And then they turned around and drafted a guy that's very redundant to Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
Like, was he a better run defender last year than people think of him as throughout his career? Yes. But Dante Fowler's a pass rusher.
Yeah.
He is not it's 1st and 10, they're running at us. Like, good thing we've got Dante Fowler out there on the edge. Like, that's not his thing. And they drafted a guy that is very redundant to
Yeah.
Dante Fowler, where what you really want is it's 3rd and 7, go. And, like, so which one this year is getting those snaps?
Micah in the A gap.
But it ain't Sam Williams, I don't think. It's probably the guy you just paid or the guy you just drafted.
Well, their philosophy is kind of like Marinelli. They're going to use all of them. They're going to keep them fresh. They're going to rotate them. So it won't
Stack
be,
them up like club sandwiches.
Yeah, it's not going to be not get snaps. All of them going to get snaps. All of them get opportunity. The only person you probably going to see on the field the most is Micah, but they're going to rotate them all. Okay, my guy, I'm staying on the defense side of the ball, is Mozzie Smith. 1st round pick. This is 3rd straight defense, third different defense since he's been there. 3rd defense coordinator.
Can I cut
since he's
you
been
off
there.
one time?
Huh?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Because this is a thing about Mozzie that I just want to tell to the fan base.
yeah.
Because every year what's happened with Mozzie Smith so far is people have tried to find optimism for a different reason.
Right.
And I don't even remember the order anymore.
I got
Yeah.
Before it was he should be penetrating and doing this,
Yeah.
and they're not asking him to, so that's no good. And then they switched what they asked him to do,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, they shouldn't have, and
Yeah.
now he's lost weight. Like, we find a way to move it. Like, he's a 1st round pick.
Right.
He's supposed to be able to stop the run
Right.
very well, bare minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
If he does that this year, it will be the first time.
Right.
So, like, I have moved the goalpost for Mozzie down to, and this does not make me a hater, this makes me realistic. I've moved it down to, if you could be a league average starting nose tackle, that would be great.
Right.
You can't be bottom 3 in
you will
PFF.
you will see the 4th year of your deal. I mean, there's a chance that
Right.
you might. Again, that's why he's a guy still 1st round pick. So he theoretically has a 5-year deal, but it's 4 years. I don't think they're going to pick up the 5th year option, right?
Yeah.
But this is year 3. If you want to see year 4, you got to show a pulse. You got to show something, because I've said it since I was blue in the face. The first year, it was, I know he didn't get to the quarterback in Michigan, but we think he has penetrating style, and it was all about getting to the quarterback. Then when he lost weight and then he didn't get to the quarterback, well, they weren't doing what he liked to do. And then now, last year, Zimmer, well, he's going to do more of the things he did in college, so he's going to be good. It just fits his scheme better. Yeah. And then when they come in as new staff, and I asked White Cotton and I asked Eberflus, well, what did y'all ask him to do? Well, we're asking him to get up the field and get to the quarterback. Well, it didn't work his rookie year.
We did that one time.
But it's going to be better this year. This is going to fit him. This scheme is he's going to be a player. So, I mean, come on, show me something. Don't just talk about it. That's why I get when they talk about platitudes and expectations for guys who haven't done nothing. whether they're rookies or players, I get tired because all I care about is production.
Yeah, I think Ratio has a good comment too. Like if Mozzie can anchor on double teams, that's all we need, period. And I think that's an interesting comment because he hasn't necessarily proven that he can do that. And they drafted 2 guys in the 7th round this year that at the very, very least, they should be able to potentially do that. It's just, hey, just take up space. Jay Toia, take up space. Yeah. And that's something that he says that he wants to do. Long story short, the one thing that Mozzie, they're asking him to do, he's going to have competition for.
Which is... I get what you're saying, and I kind of have the Clarence reaction too, because I was going to say the biggest opportunity that Mozzie has,
the 7th round pick
there's no threat to Mozzie.
The 7th round pick for a reason.
7th round rookie.
You think if Mozzie plays like he has the last 2 years, consistently again, that this new coaching staff, reminder, guys that didn't invest in him,
that's fair,
say, hey, you know what, we're just going to keep rolling you out because you know what, year 3, we're going to hope for the best. You were a former 1st round pick. I don't think so.
My issue is they do have a 7th round pick last year who was a defensive tackle who they cut. Okay, and wasn't good as Mozzie.
Not drafted by this regime.
Okay, my point
and
is
this is gonna be year 3 with this guy.
My point is they're 7th round picks for a reason.
Jerron Bland was a 5th round pick. You know,
I
worked
said
out pretty
7th.
good. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft. He's doing okay.
You're talking about outliers, and Tom Brady was a 6th round pick, and Dak was 4. But generally, I'm not trying to argue.
No,
they're 7th round picks for a reason. They're not there to take Mozzie's job. They're there for depth purposes. They have no numbers.
No, but you're talking about nose tackles, Jeff. When is starting nose tackles are often found?
A lot of them are on day 3, but it's also one of the ones that it tends to be one of the hardest to transition as a rookie.
That's my agenda.
Because like when you show up, congrats, you were bigger and stronger than the guys across from you in college. Every one of these dudes knows what they're doing. Do you? And so like, I guess I'm somewhere in between because I actually like, how do I say Jay's last name? Toia. Like, I liked him better than where he was drafted, but I've also warned people before the draft, like, if you don't take a D tackle early, just know it's a hard transition. And
as a rookie,
Mozzie has been at least doing this for years, and I don't realistically think either of those guys can be better than him as a rookie.
Yeah.
But if they are, then yeah, I guess Mozzie would be in trouble. I don't view that as big-time competition. I view it as I hope that one of them can play at an NFL level because we really need another nose tackle.
Yeah, you need backups. Like somebody brings up Ridgeway, and I'm bringing up that guy that last year. They've tried guys late that didn't work it. They didn't make it out. Yes, if they beat Mozzie out, it's really more of an indictment of Mozzie.
And that's my point.
Than not them. I know, but what I'm saying is the overall goal is to find somebody who can stop the run. Just because they can beat Mozzie out and play don't mean they're actually got a run stopper.
Mozzie was a bottom 3 run defender in the NFL last year, according to Pro Football Focus, of all defensive linemen.
I agree, but the overall goal,
he made his way up that list towards the end of the year because
he went from last to
the overall goal is finding somebody to help the defense better. So when we talk about, we're not going to highlight guys who just.
We're talking about Mozzie Smith being a make or break year.
I know. What I'm saying is that the goal is to get a defensive tackle to help you stop the run. So if yes. But I'm saying I'm not trying to tout the 7th round pick because they might go sign somebody free agency. They tried to do that last year to get somebody just to give us minutes who can do something more than Mozzie. Again, at the end of the day, that doesn't mean Toya's any good.
I didn't.
That doesn't mean
you think I'm crowning that. You think I'm crowning Jay as this next second coming of great nose tackle into here? No, I'm saying that Mozzie Smith, this is a make or break year. And guess what? For the first time, Mozzie Smith, I think, has competition.
Why is it? I'm not going to argue. I mean, why is it competition?
Look at that man when you fight him.
Why is it competition? Because it's Toya. Why did it come? Wasn't it competition because it was Ridgeway 2 years ago? Or the other guy that signed, who's on there? I can't even think of his name. Who's
Justin Rogers?
Justin Rogers. Why wasn't it Justin Rogers? Why is it now the competition? Well, Justin Rogers was picked in the 7th round last year. Was he competition?
Well, you also talk about Marinelli's system. Well, guess what? They like defensive tackles who can stop the run, and they drafted 2.
They like defensive tackle. I know, but we would say that Justin Rogers.
They didn't draft Justin Rogers.
What I'm saying is the thought process when they drafted Justin Rogers was he stopped running in college. We think he can do it here. The same thing with Ridgeway. He's a big guy who stopped running in college, late round pick. We're going to take a chance on him because he can do it here.
Those were not Marinelli systems. Those were not Marinelli drafted.
I'm just talking about the 7th round guys. I'm just talking about the guys in the 7th round. That's all. And I agree. Marinelli, one reason why the whole coaching staff changed because Marinelli believes you can get a nose tackle like you shouldn't invest in one. All of that is true. That don't mean you're going to get a good one. And my goal is to get a good one. My goal is to try to build a Super Bowl winner.
I think their goal is to get one better than Mozzie Smith.
That's
step one.
That's a non-starter for me.
Step one.
I can't argue with. Are you building a Super Bowl team or not?
No, I mean they're not.
Okay.
I mean their goal is to.
Yeah, that's.
But like, I'm surprised how little they put into something that they claim is a priority.
Yeah, that's all.
Like if your investment in something that was a big problem that you claim you want to fix is a couple of sevens, good luck.
Yeah, that's all.
Coming up next, we got through 2 guys. I got 741 more of Cowboys that are in for a make or break year.
Come on, Mo.
Into all of those and your super chats, of course, next. Also, somebody hit me up yesterday. Was it my guy Mike?
Mike Crum.
Mike Crum, yeah, showed
Mike
off the
Crum
card.
hit me up
Mike
yesterday.
Crum.
He signed up to be a diehard.
Let's
So we
go.
salute you, Mike. We appreciate you. And that's what we like to see. We like people signing up to be a DLLS diehard. Because especially if you are a fan of all of the DFW sports teams, there's no better value in the world to get everything you could possibly need for all of your favorite sports teams in one spot. DLLS, we got you. AllDLLS.com. You get premium written content, behind-the-scenes stuff, incredible stories from beats on every one of your teams. You also get a free T-shirt when you sign up. I got one on underneath here, I think. It's not even Friday. I got my little,
look at
pony
you.
one.
You're double DLS up.
I got my little pony.
Now you got the hoodie. on.
Bone it, do it.
Not dogging
Good.
under the hoodie. Although we're in a break. Not raw dogging under the hoodie. We're in a break. What?
That was for Cat.
What? We're in a break. So it wouldn't be on TV. It'd be right here. Just for us. Just between us.
That's
the
hilarious.
kind of personal touch you can
between
put on it when you become a diehard.
Yeah. You'll get to hear the full word of the dogging. Yeah. So you get a free T-shirt when you sign up. You get access to everything you could possibly want about all of your favorite sports teams. We have a Discord where you get access to that, where it's a great place to be on a game day in the channel for whatever team is playing, or the random channels about barbecue and TV and movies and Pokemon and feet.
I saw a feet page today. I was going to show it to y'all in the pre-show, but I figured I had work to do.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'll show you guys. I
Okay.
mean, I don't understand. I don't understand how people don't enjoy a good set.
A feet?
Yeah, I don't understand it, man.
Facts.
I don't
understand how
understand
you.
it, man.
I don't understand how it's a.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Clarence, don't do it. You see the clock. You see it. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast, back for the final segment of the broadcast day. Let's knock out the super chats from the people who we appreciate very much. Please hit the like button while you're here. Make sure you're subscribed. And then we'll go with some more make or break years for your Dallas Cowboys. Might carry over into all 4 segments tomorrow because I got 741 players left.
Good,
Edward
dude.
Wilson's in the super chat. Would Miami be interested in listening to offers for Waddle? If they are, I am interested in talking to them. I love me some Jalen Waddle.
That'd be sick.
They just every time you think Miami's got something going, Tua goes whoops and gets hit, and you go, oh, well, man, the season's over. Carrie's in the super chat. Freak Jesus. Word on the street is Cooper's coming back as wide receiver too.
Where'd you hear that?
Boy, Carrie knows. Freak Jesus knows how to troll.
Boy.
Look, because he sees now Clarence is
can't
gonna
help
feel
it.
like he has to be like, hey,
What's funny?
yeah,
It better be funny.
It will
What's
be
funny is I was talking to someone last night, and this friend of mine.
were you arguing?
Kimberly, no, it was not Kimberly, our friend.
Lady Eloise?
Yeah,
Sorry, so
she said, "What do you do when
I've
people
seen
come with
Chief
you? What do you do when people come with you? I heard on Facebook. I heard on Newsbreak. I said it drives me
Oh, the
crazy.
news break. Oh,
'Cause
my
it's
gosh.
not true. So
But
somebody,
see, that's the part that I get offended with.
it
when
drives
comes to
me
you.
crazy, huh?
If you know
You don't gotta give it energy.
that it's
No, people
not
come
true.
to me personally.
I know,
Your friends, your
I know.
family.
But if you know it's not true, why do you give it the brother? You on the clock. Okay, you just turned 60. You can't afford to get your own. You can't. You
See,
can't.
That's why I don't like that pop-up stuff.
Not on
I
the
ain't
clock.
done. That's why I don't like that. See, y'all trying to get me up out of here. I don't like that
No.
stuff. Don't be trying to give me no strike. I'm not on no strike clock. See, that's why I don't like that.
You
Okay,
gotta- you
don't do
have-
that. I know a lot of young wise men in the graveyard, okay? Now, a lot of young wise men in the graveyard.
You have to
I
start.
know a lot of young wise
You
men in the
have to
graveyard.
start.
He said you're on the clock.
You have to start prioritizing
Sir.
who you give your quality
No,
time
this
to.
is friends or family who come up to you.
They
I'm not
are-
talking about on social
especially
media.
them
I'm like, dude,
mofos.
don't
You gotta
tell me what you saw
got to
on Facebook.
Jesse, like, what if people told you, like, oh, I heard Andrew Hawkins won that reality show? You know what I mean? Like,
I thought he did.
I go, Okay.
If they were telling you things that you knew were true and
I promise you.
Okay,
you could-
sir.
I will ignore the hell out of my mother, my brothers,
well, call your
aunts,
mom.
uncles. When
I
you
try to be
come with
nice to people because
nonsense to me,
they
I
come
don't-
with they're excited. They want to talk. They think you know something. They respect your job, and they come with and so I try to be nice to them, and he listen to them. But yes, but it is like
Listen.
fingers across a
But you can
chalkboard
listen
when
and
they
not
say
have to
I saw on
respond.
Facebook.
I'm with you on this one.
What
Well,
about just,
you had to interact with your people. I can't ignore your people.
what
And we're all
about
on
a
the
very
clock. Don't-
what
that's
about
what
a
I'm
very
saying is-
dispassionate? Like you could have a copy and paste ready that just says, "Not true. Anything Cowboys related, you'll see it from me."
And I say, Sima, give me a legitimate news source. Is it me? Is it ESPN?
Is it me? I love it. Is it me? Don't get no legitimate. I mean,
Is
you're
it me?
legit. You're
Yeah.
legit. You are legit. I'm just saying.
give me a
It's funny.
legitimate.
It's funny to
But
me.
it's not me. Is it somebody, Joe? Is it a legitimate news source?
Oh, we'll get there. Night 405 is in the super chat. Listen, it's the dead period. I carry this bad boy over for 3 segments tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah.
Night 405 is in the super chat. How do you feel? Roy Williams like trade happening all over again, or have they learned from it? Okay, but it doesn't have to be Roy.
But
Like
it
you
won't
would
be
look
Roy.
back, you would look back at Roy and say that trade didn't work out, right? Would you look back at the Amari Cooper trade and say that worked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. And I could see this being a thing where they're talking about wide receiver 2, they're talking about wide receiver 2, and we're looking around at the names that you see potentially on the trade block, and it's like, I don't see what you're going to do here. And you get 4 or 5 weeks into the season and you don't have a wide receiver 2, and now some teams have gotten hurt. It's been established beyond doubt that they suck.
Why do you think the Roy Williams trade didn't work? Wait, expert.
I'm not doing
Why
this.
did you think?
I'm not
why-
doing
no,
this.
no,
I'm
no.
not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Now you don't want to interact with me. I thought I was your friend. Your
He was
family.
2
my
1s,
friend.
right? That was 2 1s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roy wasn't bad. He just wasn't what you were paying for.
Why do you think it didn't work?
It was 2-1s for Roy.
Wasn't it? I think he was 2 1.
I know.
Jenny was asking.
It was the ones and the contract because they paid him
Yeah.
right then. I don't know why it didn't work.
And
I really don't know because when he in Detroit he put up numbers. He didn't put up close to numbers he put up in Detroit. And to say he can't catch or couldn't make, I don't know. You were in the room. I don't know why it didn't work. I don't think it was a chemistry.
It was a system fit. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
system that didn't. It was the system.
Because it wasn't
What
like he couldn't
did
play.
in Detroit and the route that he ran in Detroit and the routes that he was asked to run in Dallas were literally night and day.
Just run that way or that way.
It
And
don't-
let me
that's
just
not
throw
how
it
it
up there.
works.
But
See what
that's
happens.
not what the routes that he ran.
See, that's why
He ran slants. If you notice, all Roy's routes in Detroit,
Yeah.
which made him successful, he stayed on the move.
Right.
Slants, speed ins,
Yeah.
post.
With his
goes.
body
None of this
size.
stopping and moving and going.
Yeah, but he had a big size.
Garrett had him running curls.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah, just them damn stop
He
right.
ran the stop routes, curls. It was
JG, we
just-
got to know our people.
Yeah, no.
If he needed to know, like I thought Roy was going to go to the Hall of Fame coming out of college because I played NCAA and I just threw him a bomb on every play because I get 4 chances and he was going to catch one of them.
Dude,
Jeremiah Smith
big,
now?
ran a 10, 100 meters, big, fast. I remember against LSU, he killed him.
If you were in, I don't know if you was in your scouting mode just quite then.
I probably was not.
Yeah, Roy, wide feet,
Yeah, he got them waddle feet. Yes.
waddle feet.
So
Yes,
you're
he does.
so you're
Like-
saying Harold
like-
Fannin
like
ain't gonna
Harold
work?
Fannin.
Definitely
He
was
got
not.
Harold Fannin feet.
He said Harold
Yeah.
Fannin ain't gonna work.
He
then.
does have
No,
them waddle
I'm
feet.
saying he would have been prejudiced. I'm saying the wide feet. Roy Williams, you loved him, thought he was going to the Hall of Fame. Wide feet.
Well, I'll
Duck
tell you
feet.
this. Let me
Wide
tell you
feet.
this
Duck
about
feet.
Roy Williams. When
What
I
he get-
should have
Duck
known.
feet.
When
What?
I should have known. Because in the year of our Lord 2000 or 2001,
What number did you choose?
we went to Odessa Permian to play Roy Williams.
Shut him down.
Spank.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
I think he rolled his ankle and didn't play in that
Stop
game.
it. Stop it.
But again, the
Don't
greatest
do
high
it.
school player I've ever seen,
Stop it.
JT Perry, who was on my
Stop
Allen
it.
Eagle football
Stop
team,
it.
gave them the business.
Stop it.
I thought
Roy didn't
Reggie
play.
Kelly was not Reggie Kelly.
Reggie McNeil was the best I
Reggie
played
McNeil.
against for sure.
Oh, yeah.
JT was on my team.
Oh, okay.
Reggie might have been a better high school player.
It wasn't better than Vince.
We didn't have a chance. Lufkin, boy, everybody ran a 4-3.
Wasn't better than Vince.
We didn't have anybody.
He said that he played.
I know. See,
I didn't play against Vince.
in the window to my soul is there was so much talk about Reggie McNeil and Vince. They both came out the same year. One went to A&M, one went to Texas. Their careers compared. And Aggies would just, we got the better player. We got Reggie McNeil.
Wait, didn't Vince Young play like 2A high school ball?
No, come on, don't do that.
Did he not?
Houston Madison, no.
Oh, okay. Who was I
no.
thinking of? What Texas quarterback
You're
was
talking
really?
about the
No,
big
that was
bell
a bad
dozer.
player.
Yeah, the one with the Seattle
that never
tight
turned
end.
into anything.
That's not even close to Vince.
Yeah,
Young.
yeah,
Don't do that.
Okay, no.
Vince from Houston.
I only knew Reggie McNeil because we literally played him in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
no.
and that MFer destroyed our
No,
whole
he was
lives.
a great athlete.
Dro Nose is in the super chat. Think Flus trying to run a 3-4. We drafted edge and nose.
No, sir.
No, and I also think that those numbers don't really matter. They don't really matter. It's either a one gap or
Everybody's
two gap
running
scheme.
nickel.
Everybody's running 4-2.
I know.
Everybody in the
Everybody's
club
running
running
4-2.
nickel.
You don't change your defense based on the guy you picked in the 7th round anyway.
Sir, you're going to stop tearing that man down after all he's done for us?
Oh, Roy went to Midland. You said that Roy went to Odessa, and he from Midland?
No, Roy absolutely went to Odessa Permian.
Oh, he said
100%.
He said from Midland.
They don't. There is
You
the
from
same
Midland?
area.
Cedric Benson, I think, went to
Cedric
Midland
Benson.
League.
Cedric Benson
Definitely
went to
to
Midland.
Don't mess with the people who played while I was playing.
Yeah. Cedric Benson went to
I'm just saying,
Midland
they coming for you.
They don't know what they're talking about, though.
No.
But I want to do like a, you from Midland? You know, from Friday Night Lights thing. Yeah.
Cowboy, let's see. It's a make or break year. Can I say Tyler Guyton?
You haven't told your guys yet. Yeah.
Can
your
I say
guys.
Tyler Guyton?
Sure.
Can year 2 be make or break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another bad year like last year. You gotta.
Like if you start going through this year and they decide that this is not going to work, we're going to put in Awesome Richards. That's it, right?
That's it.
Like you're
Where did Austin play football?
no. All I'm
Go
saying
Heels.
is, but no. What I'm saying is, you no longer have the veteran journeyman Chuma Idoga that plays tackle, right? Unless
They got-
count
but
one of the guys that they
Adeniji,
signed.
Adeniji, and
I think they identified
and
Adeniji.
Sadiq
Okay.
Charles.
If Adeniji or Sadiq Charles take snaps at left tackle, that's a death warrant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
For your Cowboy career.
I do wonder if Tyler Guyton like struggles out the gate if they don't do that. I know they've said no, but I do wonder if they say, all right, Tyler Smith, get out there for now.
Well, they're gonna play. They said they're gonna
Yeah.
play the best 5. We'll see.
Yeah, I do want. I know they've said no, probably not. But
I hate it, but if it's bad enough, I get it. You got 73 guard. I hate it. I do not want to move the all-pro guy.
So you wouldn't
I
do it,
hate
Jesse? Okay.
I changed my offensive sets up. I put a tight end over there. There's a back always chipping that way, but I don't take Tyler Smith.
We did move
Because-
Zach to tackle, and he played fine and got hurt. So to your point, that might be stupid.
So a question
we
for
got
you.
Zach hurt.
So is Brock Hoffman a better guard than Tyler Smith than Tyler Guyton as left tackle? 'Cause that's what you're talking about.
Right now, yeah.
I would say last year playing NFL football,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
And it ain't close.
Is
Like,
that close?
You couldn't have Guyton on the field. You couldn't. Like it wasn't just he wasn't good enough. It was he wasn't good enough, and twice a game you were moving back 10 yards. Like that. And I warned you all. Tyler Guyton playing as a
You
rookie
did.
was going to be scary.
You did.
Now, hopefully, this is where it comes down to the dude, right? The Cowboys drafted Tyler Guyton in the first round because Tyler Guyton is a somewhat rare combination of size and athleticism. It was never that Tyler Guyton was an absolutely incredibly technically sound, great offensive tackle. It was not that.
No.
It was what he can be. So now it shifts into why, if you guys keep up with Duke Manyweather, who works with a lot of the Cowboys offensive linemen, a lot of people around the league, and he worked with Tyler Guyton. My assumption, based on a tweet that he sent a few weeks ago, is he probably doesn't work with Tyler Guyton now. It's just my guess. I worry about Tyler Guyton because of things like that, and it's whispers and murmurs and nothing that I can like tell you a report of. Tyler Guyton doesn't work hard, or Tyler Guyton doesn't deal well with adversity, but I've heard murmurs and whispers that are about things in that realm where it's like, okay, and now you're also required to take a big step. So those things have to, if they were true, no longer be true, because you are in for from the end of last season to the time we get to training camp, you got to be a different player. Right. And you got to be the right kind of dude to be a different player in that amount of time. And so we'll see.
I don't know how much you value PFF. Tyler Guyton's PFF grade last year was 49.4. Hoffman was like 65.
Look at that. Beat him by 15, baby. Cooked him.
One
Cooked
thing Tyler told me a lot last year was that, you know, confidence is huge for him, right? And
For sure.
I think he was trying to find it last year. I mean, he'll need to find it early, I think.
Yeah, and that's hard.
Yeah.
And that's hard. So that's one of my guys for the Cowboys.
Mine was Jalen Tolbert, if anyone
What's
cared
that?
to know. Mine was Jalen Tolbert.
We haven't done.
Well, I think we got about 90 seconds. We started late, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm sorry, but we did spend a lot of time. I
No,
spent
it's
a lot
all
of time
good.
there.
No,
I spent a
we're
lot of
good.
time.
Say your guy.
I just did.
Why?
My
Why?
agenda. He's 900 yards in 3 years.
Hold on, you're shooting
Thomas
for it
Tyler.
again?
No.
No, he's saying no.
okay,
He's on the
okay,
opposite
okay.
side.
I'm on the opposite side. Let's
I'm
make
on
a break for
the
him.
other side
But
of him
over
now.
600 of them last year.
Need more.
What if he does it one more time? What's the next step?
I think
up?
900 yards isn't crazy for him. That's my agenda this year.
You think CD's going for 2K?
Yep.
Possible.
Do you think it would be good or bad for the team if CeeDee Lamb had 2,000 yards?
Good.
I don't think it's bad.
Okay.
I don't think it's bad.
Anytime he touches the ball, it's a good thing.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, I think I agree.
When he had his big year 2 years ago, I think it was 1,700 yards.
Yeah, he had 17 or 18. He was up there.
Dak was second MVP voting. So if he's 2K,
Okay.
that means
He could
Dak
be.
is playing 16, get up 2 games to get him to 2K. That means Dak throwing that
Ooh,
thing.
Or
Take
Joe
a
Milton
break.
just throwing that thing deep.
Dak Prescott.
Dak
Take a
Prescott.
break. There
It
you go,
ain't-
Captain Thunder.
No, make a break.
Take that, Captain Thunder.
Greedy Dak.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We love you. Hit the like button on your way out. Make sure that you're subscribed. All of the things. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingency.
Jesse's Captain Thunder.
We all silly like the mayor.